All right, art students, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to do a position that I like to call them center stage positions. Now there are times when you want a position um, to show action, like I'm fighting or running or whatever, some little piece that's going to fit in a scene. And sometimes you just want that position to show off your character. And a lot of times when we first learn to draw, we want those cool positions that can show off our character. Just a nice little stand with a lean or a gun in his hand or her hand or something like that. Those ones that I call center stage positions, where it's just you're focusing on that character. He or she is just there. So I'm going to do one like that today. Forgive my voice because it's early morning and I haven't used my voice yet, so it's going to high and low. All right, so center stage position. First of all, I want to kind of block it in to make sure it's not going to go too far. I don't want it to go off the paper. I know that's light, but I don't want it to go off the paper. So by doing something like this, regardless of the position, if he was running and you knew the actual angle of the running or jumping or whatever, and you just kind of like map it out, then you should not go off the page. Leaving room for the head. I always do shoulders to the feet if I do this. So like I say, leaving room for the head, because the head's not going anywhere. That's why I say don't draw the head first. So let's do this. I'm gonna have this guy. He's gonna be a guy. He's gonna be leaning back. So that's going to be my torso. Not leaning back too much, but just a little bit. As you see, it's going back just a little bit. So I'm going to get the torso that big. Then I'm going to put the waist. It's going to have that curve to it, kind of like that. And again, these are the three sections. And then I don't want to get too far because my legs are probably going to end up down here. I always try to give my character longer legs. I'm just seeing if I'm going to go off, or if I should have actually took the torso up a little higher, which probably should have. So let me, just in case, let me take it up again. All right, so torso, waists, and hips. So this person is not going to be profile, but it's going to be very close to profile. So it's going to be like this. It's going to curve around. So the top of that house is going to be right here, and you're going to get a little bit over there. So that's the other part of the roof. So it's going to be curved like that. And then whenever you do that, we're going to put the neck, that triangle, like that, because it's going to go off to the shoulders. So you have your three pieces, 1, 2, 3, which is the body. So the body's pretty much done. Let me just throw a leg here. Let me throw a leg down here. So I'm going to go oval, circle, and I'm going to put that triangle, but I'm going to make it more like a kite for now, showing the calf because of the position. I'm just going to go straight down, looking at my monitor, making sure it's not too long, because a lot of times I'll make my person too long. So we have the oval, circle, and this part right here. Just think of this as a house too, a long, flat house. And then I'm going to have the other leg coming out and going kind of back. So it's going to go out like that. So there's my oval going behind that one. Then we'll have my circle, not having it too low. And then I'm going to have this again because you're going to see the calf. And then that. So this leg is the front leg, so it's gonna be just a little lower than that leg right there. So at this point, I'm going to make sure I got my lean, so the buttocks is going to be right here. So I'm just kind of cutting that out. is my waist. And then you see why I gave him that kind of going backness. All right, so I'm gonna put the stomach, since this is the center line. Remember that goes up into a angle. This comes down when you draw the stomach. Give me a little piece of paper here. Drawing the abs. I'm going to draw the torso, center line, about center line right there. And we're doing drawing the abs. Here's my waist. It's going to come down like this. It's going to come down at an angle. Not go straight down. So this is I'm just doing the opposite of here, going up. And what I should have done, let's define this a little bit more. Let's take a pencil and define it. You see that better than me because there's a lot of glare. So I can't really see it too much. So like that. So center that is going to be my chest. And then my abs are going to be here. I'm going to bring it down at this angle. Instead of curving it around, I'm going to bring it down at this angle. And then there. And then I bring this in. And that's going to be the love handle right here. This is your love handle. This is how it's shaped. Like that. So the same thing is going to be on the other side. And then you have that center line. But no buts. The man junk, the leg, the hips. So you see that more than I see it. All right, so coming up here, if we have our collarbone, remember no matter how you turn this, where this hits and the bottom of this hits, because then you'll be able to curve that. So my arm is going to go here, but for the time being, I'm going to work with the chest. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And see, when I draw these lines, I get, especially with this pencil. So let me switch back to red. So I'm going to go back down and just up just a little bit right there. You won't see too much of that chest. So depending on the muscularity of your character, if you want to have like the barbarian with the big chest, you bring that out more. If he's just the average kind of Joe, you kind of keep it slim. So I'm going to do this, bring it down, and I'm going to curve it right here. Because that line tells you where to curve that, turn that chest. So we're going to have this, is going to be the delt. We're going to come here. Now a lot of times, if I'm in a rush, I'll draw the delt off, which is wrong. So you have your collarbone and you have your delt comes here. Bring it down close to the end of the bottom of your chest. So it comes off to the side. So when I taught myself to do this, when I started to turn the figure, I kept the delts off like this instead of bringing the delts in. I know that was fast, let me show you. I kept the delts off of the shoulder like this. The delts come off like this, and there's your arm. Okay, so I kept that like that. As much as I turned my figure, and I just made the lats wider, these are the lats, to cover up for that, because I really wasn't seeing it. But as you turn the body, your delts have to come in with that body, instead of going way off like that. So that's something that every now and then it'll hit me, and I'll look at a drawing and I'm like, man, you did it again. So it's old habits that I have to break. And I'm sure that you have habits you have to break too. So here we go. So that delt is going to be right here. It's going to come. I'm going to center that delt right here, and I'm going to bring it all the way like that. So this arm is going to kind of come into the body. So we have your oval, your circle, your oval, and your triangle. And let's put the head, because I'm going to bring the head down because he's going to be like looking at you. So I'm going to bring that chin down. That neck is going to come in. Those traps are going to come up. And I'm going to adjust that a little bit. So this is going to be the center. It's going to be the chin. And it's going to go up. He's slouching a little bit. But I'm going to fix that. And I'm going to bring that head up maybe a little bit more. Because I want to see part of that neck. So we have this. I'm going to have my V right here. That goes to you have your shoulders, which are your traps. You have that V, just like I always say, we have this. We have that V, we have your shoulders, we have the V right here. That's going to determine the length, the width of your neck, and then it comes up, and then the rest you can add to the shoulders. So even when you turn, you're still going to have that V from that center line, and then go up, and that would be the same for the hips. That center line is going to come down. You're going to have that V, just that house, upside down. So same thing. Once you come around here, the center point is going to be the bottom base of that neck, and you're going to go up, and it's going to stop. That V is going to stop on that circle. So this is the shoulders. The V is going to stop right here and right there, and then your neck goes up. Then you place your head. And you can bring your chin down as far as you want or as high as you want, but that's where the neck stops and goes up on that circle. So let's see if I can I can get this one right. Get that head, that neck, some of that neck right there, and then that shoulder actually, the neck actually goes up into the base of the back of the skull, and it comes down. Let me glue this pencil. I can actually lean it a little bit to give him some little attitude. And then drop this. Either drop this or that's the chest was going to come from right there. So I'll bring this out because this is bone, and then bring that in. And I'll also bring that in and then down, giving just a little bit of the obliques, which is too high. I have to remember this oblique is going to be down here. This is the bottom of obliques. Comes in. This is going to be the man junk. The oblique, still bringing it up too high. And then down there. So let's do this arm. Depending on the size of your character, will determine the size of your arm. So I can keep the arm like this. I don't know why I'm still drawing this blue. Or you can make it bigger. Maybe that's why you're drawing in the blue. I can have the arm much bigger. If you're having a hard time with drawing that, draw it a regular size and then make it bigger. So like if I say this is going to be my arm, it's my regular arm, and I said I want to make this a little bigger. Just go outside of it. Just balloon it a little bit, as if like you're putting some air in a balloon. Follow the same shape, make it bigger, and once you get to know the muscles, you'll know exactly where the muscles will go. And then you'd have a bigger arm. You just erase it, or bigger leg, or bigger whatever. Just if you're not used to drawing something like massive, but you're used to drawing regular size, just that's all you have to do. Just go outside of the line. Back to red. This is going to be here. This is going to be there. We're going to have this. I'll probably stop that wrist right here at the crotch. We're going to have a hand. I'm going to put something in his hand. And it could be a sword, it could be a gun, it could be a whatever. But I'm going to put the other hand right here with nothing in his hands. It's going to be more of a side position. And then let's do the feet before I go any further and adding some detail. So I'm going to put the top of the foot here. I'm going to turn it a little bit and give it like that curve. And this one is going to be straight out. And you're just doing that triangle. Half a triangle. So what I have there is just like this position. I put a sword in his hand in a minute. I'm going to what's the word? Beef him up a little bit, correct him a little bit, and then we'll have that final product. So let's do this. That knee out, give him a little more leg, make his leg a little thicker. Calf. Knee. Leg. So this muscle is going to come here, this is going to come here and out. That. We got that position there. I kind of want to raise his head a little bit or move it to the side a little bit to give him more shoulder. That's the only problem of drawing with the red pencil and the blue pencil. They don't really erase that well. So this is going to be here and here. I'm going to give him that neck with the traps like this, which leaves a little space here, and there's your neck. It's going to come up here, so put my head higher. Trying to tilt it this way a little bit versus that way. He's got that that little cock in his head, like, you talking to me? And that neck goes straight down there, and you, depending on the angle, you may see a little bit of the little shoulder. Or you may not, depending on the angle. So I'm going to bring this up more because the delt comes up like this and then out, and there is a space between those, the chest and the delt is like a little dip. Get that, and all your muscles connect right. Your chest muscles connect from right here. That's why you see like bodybuilders have those striations right there. And of course they connect right here, which you can have it pull as well. So this is going to go in. I'm going to have from the center going down to this point here, you're going to have that little arch, which gives you your, what are those called? It's called something. So get that. Because behind here is your lats, right? Behind these little rib indentations are your lats that come down there. I'm still trying. I think it starts with the S. I can't think of it. It'll probably jump up in a second. So, and a lot of times you can draw that extra bone right here. It just gives them a little better look. It's two little rib bones here. And let's say this comes in, you can bring this in a little bit more. Darken that. And then your abs. And remember, this whole thing is a curve, so I'm going to curve my abs around. And something else that I used to never not know is if you turn the body so much, you won't see the side, you just see that abs. And as it comes down, because the love handle is wider, you'll see that little bit of the love handle come out from behind the abs. And you have that big one right there. So you won't see any of the arm, because this was kind of like going back and forward. This is going back and forward the same way. So I'm going to drop that hand down a little bit more. This is why I say don't ink your stuff right off the bat. So this is my hip, and I'm going to put that hand down. Not exactly, because this is kind of going further back. So this is the bottom. I'm going to lift this up just a little bit, so you're just going to see just part of that fist. This knee, since it's turned, it's going to be here. That's going to be that leg muscle that you turn into the diamond. And let's do this. Let's do this. Something nice, something different, because it's comics. Of course, nobody would have this, because if you're swinging your sword, this would be hitting you in the back of your arm. Make it straight first. I have a ruler that is right in front of my face somewhere here, just to keep it straight. And then I can add something to the sword to make it look nice, different. And that covers up that hand, so you won't see too much of that. You're just seeing just a little bit. So you won't really see any detail in that. And this knuckles, let's gotta go erase this. No, I just erased the hand and not the sword. It's early morning, so what am I erasing? I'm erasing the sword. Okay. The brain froze up for 1 second there. And then you're gonna see like the knuckles, part of the fingers as it wraps around that. This is open, and the thumb is going to go behind that. There is, okay, which arm am I going to use? I'm going to use the big arm because this is comics, so we're going to do that. So we have this, your bicep comes down. There is your tricep, and there's another muscle right here that comes down. It's like two pieces of muscle, comes down and around here, and then you have these other muscles here. So your bicep, tricep, Just like that. And it goes into the elbow. Could have made that wrist a lot bigger to give him more power. So I will take that back wrist down here and make that hand just a little wider to give him a little more power. So let's work on his feet, foot. Inner ankle is higher than the outer ankle. Get that arch right here. And that foot. You don't want to make the feet too big. And then there, there you have, I'm going to ink this, and at the very end, I'm going to put it up or detail this. And at the very end, I'm going to show you the finished product. So I tilted his head so he would be looking, not down, but he'd be looking at you. I got him looking down like that. He looks sad like that. I'm going to leave the eye out. That up. So I'm kind of like eyeing this whole thing before I end this video. But this is just your basic, as I said, your center pose position, something you would draw just to like showcase your character. Maybe a weapon. It could have a gun. It could have a whatever, just a regular stick or club or whatever. You put whatever in your hand, you know, versus drawing it, always drawing it forwards, or more of a just a 3/4 view. So you're going to draw more of a, I don't know if this is like a 3/4, I don't know what this view would be if I took the center line and put it like way around here. That's almost a profile. It's not a profile, not quite a profile, because you can still see the center line. The profile would be like that, not seeing the center line, and the arm would be there going in. Chest is like this, your stomach is like that. You'd see some back going up, and that would be the head, or you can turn the head where he's looking a little bit. But that would be more your profile. And if you just don't want a profile like that, don't turn it into a woman, Brian. You could just, you're going to give just a little bit of indication, say like, this is your collarbone, this is the chest for the profile. You're just going to give a little more indication of the other side of the chest. Then you're going to have that center line coming out, just showing just a little bit of the side right there. And then you have your delts. Brand new pen. I'm trying to get used to this. This is like a, you know, whatever pen. It's not these. I'm trying to get away from these because they dry up. So yeah. Trying to draw as much as I can with this thing. All right, so that's going to be it for this. It's just quick center profile, 28 minutes minus some cuts. And then, as I said, this goes up into the neck. The neck comes down. This goes and into the delt. I can't see that because there's such a glare. It's just shining. And then I separate my delt. And into that, I'll keep going and playing with this thing. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to cut it and I'm going to detail it, and I'll be back in a second. All right, here we are with the final product. And I have to say, I don't know where I found this pencil. I didn't buy this pencil. I found this pencil. I love this pencil. This is going to be my next drawing pencil. I don't know what, I'm going to look this up on, I don't know if it's a TOL or TUL. It's a 0.5. It has a excellent eraser. The eraser goes down into the pencil, but I'll have to look this up on Amazon. I recommend this pencil. So the TUL tool pencil people, if you see this, sponsor me, because this is, you guys can make a good pencil, nice pencil. Okay, anyway, this is the final product. It's a cheap plug. I know I'm not getting paid for it, but cheap plug. Final product. A little detail to it. This is basically your, put a little brown behind them if I choose. This is your center stage kind of position where you can dress your character. Like I say, put whatever you want in his hand, and then when people see it, it's like, oh, that's a tight position, you know. It just, the position makes your character look better. You know, I could have him just stand in a straight position like that, You know, it would look good, but I mean, it's just a straight position. You know, you might want to give him a sword or something. Okay, just put it this way. Straight position is okay. It's just okay. You know, you bend your arm a little bit, give him some action, makes it better. Give him a weapon or something, makes it a little better. But when you start to turn the person and you lean him, like you know, tilt the shoulder a little bit, you know, cock the head over some, that makes the position even more, and it stands out even more when people see that from your basic everyday standing position. So, okay, that's going to be it for this, because I will ramble, but you know, it's called knowledge. And I will see you guys in the next video. Keep drawing. Don't give up your dream. All right? I'm out.